everybody, what's going on? It's EvanNick100. I hope you're all having a wonderful 4th of July. Happy Independence Day to everyone here in the US, if you guys celebrate it too. So today, like I announced on my Twitter a few days ago, in honor of Spider-Man Homecoming, coming out this week, today's July 4th, obviously, so it comes out in a couple days. Now, fortunately enough for me, I got lucky enough with an opportunity where I'm actually going to an earlier screening of Spider-Man Homecoming. I'm actually going on Wednesday night, so don't worry, I'm not gonna spoil it for anybody. But like I said in my tweet, I have two very special Spider-Man themed videos in honor of Spider-Man Homecoming hitting theaters this week. So today, as you guys can already tell by the title, I have another top 10 minifigures list for you guys. But today, I'm going to be showcasing to you my personal top 10 favorite LEGO Spider-Man minifigures that the LEGO group has made. Now, like I say in all my top 10 videos, this is just my personal opinion. If you guys have your own different top 10, or if you guys have your own favorite Spider-Man figures, that's perfectly fine. So, I think I've been rambling on for long enough, so let's get on with number 10. Starting off on this top 10 list, we have the Vulture from the 2016, what was it, the Doc Ock Tentacle Trap or Tentacle Attack, something. I never got that set, but I got the figure because, to be honest, I didn't really care that much about that set. But I have the Vulture at number 10, mostly because, before I start, telling you guys about why this figure's number 10, I usually rate these figures off of my own personal preference and then the overall unique factor of these figures and just the quality, the way that they're designed. And I have the Vulture number 10 because I really love this figure, but, it has some nice printing, but it's just not on par with other figures. This set came out in a $40 set, and I think it's retailing at certain places now for $30, so if you guys want to go and get this figure and a few other cool figures, and in my personal opinion, a kind of okay set, then you can go ahead and pick it up. It should still be in stores, so because this figure is only a year old. But the Vulture is really cool nonetheless. He's got a lot of nice printing. The head right here is actually reused on the Homecoming Falcon minifigure. And in my personal opinion, I think it also kind of looks like Michael Keaton, so I think that's it for number 10, so let's move on to number 9. Moving right along to number 9 is Dr. Octopus. Now, this Dr. Octopus figure is from the 2014 Winter Wave. No, not Winter Wave. It's early Spring Wave, because I remember this set came out with those two Avengers Assemble sets. Now, personally, this Doc Ock minifigure is my favorite one that LEGO has made, because it looks so comic accurate, and I love LEGO figures that are comic accurate, because, it's nice to change it up once in a while, with the Marvel sets, because most of them are based off of the movies, and it's nice to get a comic book looking one once in a while. So, and the reason I picked this one and not the one from the 2016 set was, because this one actually has the white lab coat, and I just think it looks really cool, and it brings the whole figure together, and it looks nice. Obviously, printing, there's a huge disconnect between the legs and the torso, but personally, I think that's fine, because in 2014, LEGO wasn't as par on their printing as they are nowadays. But nonetheless, this figure is absolutely awesome, and that's why I have it at number 9. So let's move on to number 8. Alright, so number 8, we have the Scorpion. Now, the Scorpion minifigure came in the Web Warriors Bridge Battle set that came out last year. It was the big giant $100 set. And the Scorpion figure was really cool, mostly because of this giant scorpion tail piece. And that's why I have it on here. It's mostly because of a unique thing. I don't really know too much about the Scorpion himself. He's definitely not one of my more favorite Marvel or Spider-Man villains. But it's mostly just because of that tail piece, and I think the whole figure is just really well done. And that's why I like it so much. You could still get this set, I think. In some places, I think it's discounted a little bit more, so you're not spending $100 on it. But the set is really cool, and it's actually where I display all my Spider-Man figures, so I think it's pretty cool. So I think LEGO did a nice job on this figure, but it's not as good as some of their other figures, which I will be getting to in just a minute. So I think that's it for number 8, so let's move on to number 7. Coming in at number 7, we have the Ben Reilly, aka Scarlet Spider minifigure. Now, the Scarlet Spider minifigure came in the same set as Scorpion, and this figure is just amazing. Scarlet Spider is one of my favorite Spider-Man characters as a whole, because I just think his backstory is so cool. He's actually a clone of Peter Parker, but he's just so cool, and this minifigure is just ripped straight out of the pages of the comics. I mean, like, oh my god. And it's got like the hoodie and everything. They went so far as to add the hood piece in blue, and it just looks so cool. The wrist detail right there with his web shooters and stuff. And the head just looks so accurate. And that's why I have it here at number 7. It's just so cool, and like I said, you can still get it. You can still get the set that includes Scarlet Spider, so I definitely recommend that you guys pick it up, or just pick up the figure if you're an overall Spider-Man fan. So that's it for number 7, so let's move on to number 6. Alright, so at number 6, we have the Miles Morales Spider-Man minifigure. Now, this figure came in a 2015 set, along with Carnage and a SHIELD agent. That set was really good, especially at, what, the $12 value, $13 value. It was the really cheap set in the 2015 wave. I think it was only this set and then one other set, I think, that was included in that wave. But that doesn't excuse it, though, because this figure is absolutely amazing. Like Scarlet Spider, Miles Morales is also one of my favorite Spider-Man characters out there right now. And LEGO did a fantastic job at creating him in LEGO. Now, in case you guys don't know who Miles Morales is, he is the Spider-Man in the Ultimate Marvel Universe. But as of right now, I haven't caught up on Marvel Comics in a long time, especially after that whole Battle World story arc. But Miles Morales was the Spider-Man in the Ultimate Universe, which I'm not sure if it still exists or not, but he became Spider-Man when he was 13 years old, and he became Spider-Man because he was inspired by Peter Parker's sacrifice, because Peter Parker dies in the Ultimate Universe. But aside from that, this figure is absolutely amazing. There's a lot of nice printing. I'm a sucker for black and red color schemes. I just think they look so cool. And I don't know if you'll be able to tell with the lighting, but there's actually a different kind of printing with the eyes. And it just looks so cool, and the whole web design and the spider right here on the back just looks amazing. So I think that's it for number 6, so let's move right along to number 5. Next up in number 5, we have Electro. Now, this Electro figure was released in 2014 in the same wave as the Dr. Octopus minifigure that was featured earlier. Not Dr. Octopus. Electro came in the smallest set of that wave, I believe. It was still pretty cool. This figure is mostly designed based off of his Ultimate Spider-Man cartoon look, which I'm a real big fan of that show, and it sucks that it ended. The new Spider-Man cartoon just looks awful, in my opinion. But the reason why I have Electro at number 5 is because of the fact that LEGO incorporated translucent, or just transcolored pieces right here, because you can see right through Electro's arms and then his head, and there's printing on the head too, which is really cool. I'm not an overall fan of the look of Electro in that show, especially like the figure, but it's still a really cool figure nonetheless. Don't like the design, it's just really cool. So that's why I have him at number 5. And this is also like the inspiration for Electro and the Amazing Spider-Man 2. Oh god. But I didn't really like Amazing Spider-Man 2 that much. But I think that's it for number 5, so let's move on to number 4. Alright, so number 4, we have Green Goblin. Now, this Green Goblin minifigure was released in the 2016 set last year. It was the Giant Bridge set, alongside with the Scorpion minifigure. And this, in my opinion, is the best Green Goblin minifigure that the LEGO group has ever made. Because it is just so comic accurate. Like, oh my gosh. The one in the junior set was pretty cool too, but this one just tops it in every single way. because LEGO just did it so perfectly. There's arm printing, there's leg printing, there's double molded boots, the color scheme is perfect, and the facial expression is awesome. So, and Green Goblin is my favorite Spider-Man villain, next to Kingpin and Kraven, but that's why I have Green Goblin on this list too. Now, I would have put him in like number 1 or number 2, but there's still a couple other figures that I still think are way cooler than this. So that's it for number 4, so let's move on to the top 3. Alright, so starting off the top 3 is Kraven the Hunter. Now, like I just said, Kraven's one of my favorite Spider-Man villains. I just think he's really cool. And LEGO did a fantastic job on this figure. Kraven here came out in the Bridge set also in 2016 last year, so I have all the villains from that set in this list, which is crazy, but this figure is just absolutely incredible. LEGO did a fantastic job on recreating Kraven from the comics. I think the hairpiece is pretty well done too, and this collar piece is just awesome. Unfortunately though, you can kind of see like it's not really like fully connected, but that kind of irritates me, but doesn't really bother me as much. But the printing on this figure is absolutely incredible, and like I said, if you guys are huge Spider-Man fans, if you're trying to create your own like LEGO Sinister Six, this is definitely a must-have. So that's it for number 3, so let's move on to number 2. Okay, so my number 2 on my list is Carnage. Now, I bet you guys are probably wondering like, oh, but Nick, what about the symbiotes? Like, the symbiotes are really cool. It's like, yeah, they are, I just don't really care for them as much. But my god, LEGO did a perfect, phenomenal job with Carnage. Now, it's so heavily detailed. There's printing everywhere, like especially on the arms. Like, LEGO went so in detail and so in depth with this figure, and it was just so awesome. I'm not personally a big fan of Carnage or Venom, and I really think that the Venom movie is a very bad idea. Like, Sony just doesn't know what to do with their Spider-Man universe, like with their characters and stuff, especially the Black Cat, Silver Sable movie. Oh my god. In my opinion, Sony's digging their own grave right there. But I have Carnage at number 2 because he's so heavily detailed, and it's just so unique and so awesome. And I'm actually kind of disappointed that Venom wasn't made the same way. So that's it for number 2. So let's move on to the number 1 pick. Alright, so my number 1 LEGO Spider-Man minifigure that the LEGO group has ever made is the Homecoming minifigure from the Homecoming sets. Now, you guys are probably thinking like, well, of course you put Spider-Man at number 1, but hear me out. So, Spider-Man is my favorite Marvel character to ever have existed, and I think that LEGO did a fantastic job with accurately recreating the suit from Spider-Man Homecoming and the correct suit from Civil War instead of the prototype one that we got last year. So this figure is just absolutely incredible. The printing is amazing. LEGO even gave him double molded boots in both sets actually. The arm printing is just so cool, and the entire figure is just point for point exactly how the suit looks. Now, personally, I'm not a fan of the dark blue color. I kind of wish that they went with a more vibrant blue, but that's why I have the Spider-Man Homecoming Spider-Man minifigure at number 1. So that's it for my top 10 list, so let's move in to the closing of this video. Alright guys, that's going to do it for my top 10 LEGO Spider-Man minifigures. So let me know down in the comments which one of these, or which LEGO Spider-Man minifigure is your favorite out of all the ones that LEGO has made, like all the way back from like 2003 or even like the newer ones. I'm personally a fan of the newer ones more because LEGO's just done so much more with them. But like I said in earlier in this video, I actually got the chance to attend an advanced screening of Spider-Man Homecoming. I'm actually going tomorrow night, day of recording, instead of Thursday or Friday. So I'm really excited for this movie. I've been looking forward to it for a long time, and I'm so glad that Spider-Man is back in the hands of Marvel, so Marvel Studios can hopefully bring Spider-Man back, especially after Amazing Spider-Man 2. But I think that's it. So like this video, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, follow me on all my social media platforms, links are down in the description below. So again, just let me know which Spider-Man minifigure is your favorite from the LEGO group, and until the next video, I'll see you guys later. Bye.